The crystalline spires of the Zephyrian capital stretched endlessly into the purple sky as Denial Matthews stood before the most powerful being in 3 galaxies. Queen Vexitara's 6 eyes studied him with an intensity that had made veteran diplomats crumble, but the young human engineer held his ground. "Ambassador Matthews," the Queen's voice resonated through the throne chamber like distant thunder. "You have served our alliance faithfully for 2 cycles. Your innovations have strengthened our defenses against the Void Swarm. Yet you consistently refuse my daughter's courtship. Princess Hazal speaks of you with affection." Denial's jaw tightened. He had dreaded this moment since arriving on Zephyr Prime. Princess Hazal, brilliant, beautiful by any species standards, and heir to an empire spanning 40 star systems, had made her intentions clear from their first meeting. Her advances had been subtle at first. Shared research projects, private dinners, walks through the bioluminescent gardens. But subtlety wasn't Hazal's strength. "Your Majesty," Denial began carefully, "Princess Hazal is remarkable. Her intellect rivals the greatest minds in the galaxy, and her dedication to peace between our peoples is admirable. Yet you avoid her." The Queen's massive form shifted, her exoskeleton catching the light from the plasma torches. "Do you find her inadequate?" The accusation hung in the air like a blade. To insult the princess was to insult the crown. Denial felt sweat bead on his forehead despite the chamber's cool temperature. "Not inadequate, Your Majesty. The opposite." Queen Vexitara's 6 eyes narrowed to slits. "Explain." Denial took a breath, choosing his words like a surgeon selecting instruments. "Your Majesty, humans have a concept we call love. It's not just attraction or political alliance, it's consumption. When a human truly loves, we give everything. Our thoughts become occupied by that person. Our dreams, our fears, our hopes, all become intertwined with theirs." "This sounds like weakness," the Queen interrupted, her voice cold. "Perhaps," Denial nodded, "but it's our weakness, and Princess Hazal deserves better than that kind of possession." The Queen's mandibles clicked, a sign of confusion in Zephyrian body language. "You speak in riddles, human." Denial stepped forward, his hands clasped behind his back in the formal posture of address. "Your Majesty, I have watched Princess Hazal for 2 cycles. She is becoming one of the greatest leaders this galaxy has ever known. Her reforms have brought prosperity to the outer worlds. Her scientific breakthroughs have advanced civilization by centuries. She stands on the threshold of greatness that will echo through history. And I am in love with her." The words fell like stones into still water. "Completely, irrevocably in love with her. Do you understand what that means for someone like me?" The Queen's silence stretched longer than the void between stars. "I am a human, Your Majesty. We are a young species, barely 300 years into space. We are passionate to the point of madness, protective to the point of destruction. If I allowed myself to be with Princess Hazal, I would not be able to help but try to keep her safe. I would want to shield her from every danger, every difficult decision, every moment of pain. I would become a cage disguised as devotion." Denial's voice grew stronger, more certain. "She has the potential to unite the galaxy, to bring peace, to species that have warred for millennia. But if she were mine, if I were hers, I would want to pull her away from that destiny. I would want to keep her in some safe corner of the universe where she could be happy and protected and small." The Queen's eyes had widened during his speech. Now she leaned forward on her throne, her massive form casting new shadows across the chamber. "You avoid my daughter," she said slowly, "to protect her from yourself?" "From what I would do to her future," Denial corrected. "Your Majesty, humans destroyed their own homeworld twice before they learned to reach for the stars. We are capable of incredible love and incredible selfishness, often at the same time. Princess Hazal deserves someone who can love her greatness without needing to diminish it." Queen Vextara was quiet for a long moment. When she spoke, her voice held a note Denial had never heard before, something almost like wonder. In all my centuries, across all the species I have encountered, I have never heard someone reject power and privilege out of, what would you call this? Respect, Denial said simply. Love that puts the beloved's needs above your own desires, even when it causes you pain. Especially then. The Queen studied him for another long moment. Then, to Denial's amazement, she began to laugh, a sound like wind chimes in a storm. My daughter will not understand this, she said finally. She will likely be furious with both of us. Probably, Denial agreed. But perhaps, the Queen continued, her 6 eyes gleaming, this is exactly the lesson she needs to learn before she takes the throne. That the greatest love is sometimes the love that knows when to step away. She rose from her throne, her full height impressive even by Zephyrian standards. Ambassador Matthews, you have given me much to consider. Not just about my daughter, but about the nature of your species. Perhaps humans are not as young as we believed. Denial bowed deeply. Thank you for understanding, Your Majesty. Understanding? Queen Vextara's mandibles clicked in what might have been amusement. Human, you have just taught an ancient queen something new about sacrifice and wisdom. If that is not worthy of respect, what is? As Denial left the throne chamber, he carried with him the weight of his decision and the strange comfort of knowing that sometimes the greatest act of love was learning to let go.